to dreaming of you as my lover. Flying like a streamer, open up in your heart. Let me stop for YouTube try to deem me again. Talking about copyright issues. Like, can't nobody play no 10 seconds of a clip of a song. Like, somebody whole channel is based off of playing some music. Bye. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Books by Brit TV. I'm your host, Brit. And y'all, it's been a long time coming, y'all. I am finally done with spring semester. I start my internship soon. I got to get a little more paperwork done so I can go out and be finished with my degree. Yay, I'm so excited, right? It's a new chapter in my life. But anyway, y'all, I wanted to come on here because the last 2 months, I believe, I started the TV show Power, right? And what happened was, I've watched the show in the past, like an episode here, 30 minutes there. I never actually watched it from start to finish. And it was a clip going around about 2 months ago on social media. And I can't remember what the clip was. And I said, you know what? I ain't never watched the show. Let me give it a chance, right? I might end up liking the show. So I made it from the pilot all the way to season 5, episode 2. And I am completely done. I'm no longer going to watch it, y'all. The show just really made me so annoyed because I was thinking that I was going to get something that I never got, and it never gave what I thought it was going to give to me. And I had to stop, and I was trying to finish it, you know, hate watch it, but it's like, nah, because I really don't like the show, so I can't even hate watch it, you know, because I don't hate watch stuff anyway. But one thing that while I was watching it, I was like, I know other people got to be feeling the way I'm feeling about his two main women, Angela and Tasha. And I found Color Me Pink's channel, and she was saying stuff that I thought that I exactly thought, and I was like, oh, okay, because this ain't right here. I can't believe that more black women wasn't upset at the way Angela was, at the way Tasha was portrayed versus Angela. But anyway, y'all, and it was really interesting also to see on other videos and other reviews and character breakdowns and interviews about the characters where so many black men were cheering on the Angela character. And I'm gonna have to say, I went to that in the video, I'm gonna have to say that I think that the only reason that so many black men were supportive of Angela because she was a white Latina, and this ain't nothing to do with her, right? But I feel like all the stuff that Angela did, like if an Afro-Latina or a black woman had done that brothers wouldn't be so supportive, have been so supportive of James Ghost talking to no Fed or the police. I'm like, when we start exalting the Fed chicks or the police over our ride or dies, right? Like when y'all started being all pro drug dealers being with the police, pro black man being with the police and stuff like that. No, I ain't never seen that. You know, hence the reason so many black female attorneys, or well, the ones who work as prosecutors and judges, are married to white men. But anyway, y'all, I know that's another topic for another conversation, but I just know that if she had been black or dark skinned, that so many brothers wouldn't have been big upping her. They would have been able to see the flaws in Angela's character more clearly, right? Which leads me to this video, y'all. Angela Valdez was not a good person. She wasn't a good girlfriend, except in certain instances. She had her moments, and she was a horrible prosecutor. She abused all the power that she had at every given chance. She used people. She lied. She was manipulative. She was just a hot mess. And we're gonna get down into it, right? So first, y'all, got me some notes. First person, it's basically three people that she affected, that she manipulated, that I really didn't like and saw Angela for what she was. And before I even get in that, the lady who played as her, Layla Lauren, she did an amazing job, because it was certain facial expressions that she would have, like just a little smugness, and she would be upset. I'm like, God, she is so good at her character. So I have to give that lady credit. I hope that lady goes far in her acting career, because she gave so many emotions in her facial expressions. Like the one time that she was interviewing Keisha, and she had that smug look. That's exactly how a man's mistress would have looked at his wife's homegirl, for real, to try to say, I knew this anyway, but what you know about this. It was really good. But let's start with her actions with Nomar, Greg's confidential informant, how she started backdooring Greg and using him, right? She used him off the books, and when she found out that he got his information by having sex with Ruiz's daughter, she didn't try to end it. She was still willing to protect him and willing to use him, knowing that he got his information from having sex with that man's daughter, right? And then how she showed him, how she coerced him into submission over using those fake photos that she found off the internet. She say, but honestly, y'all, I feel like that really was Isabella's photos that she showed him, and one of the guys pulled her bluff and she swore she got it off the Facebook, but off of the internet. But after watching the series, Angela probably really did get those photos from his phone of that little girl. She blew his cover when she introduced him to, what was that guy name? She introduced him to another one of the colleagues. It's like, girl, you're not even supposed to be having direct access to this guy, and here you are introducing other people around here, blowing his cover. And then not only that, when he went ghost on her, when she didn't have to answer her, she had the man arrested by NYPD to bring him in and still try to force him into cooperating with her. And I know that's what they do, y'all, but I just think that's so unethical. If somebody don't want to cooperate, unless you finna charge them, then you shouldn't try to coerce them into working with you. Like, if they say, nah, I ain't finna snitch, go ahead and charge them, right? If they don't threaten them with prosecution, do it. You know, that's how I feel about it. But yeah, like that whole Nomar situation, how she knew that he was having sex with that girl and she kept on using him, I thought that was so low. And that's when I started not liking her, because the affair with Jamie, that really I didn't like that at all, because it's like, once you find out he was married, you were supposed to have walked away and went on and got back with Greg. You weren't supposed to go to his office and have sex with him and then continue on the affair with him, and then, you know, start making plans to be with him and F his not his kids, so you say, but F his wife. And, you know, I kind of feel like that all of that was on James Go St. Patrick. He was supposed to have to handle that and not have fooling around with her after that first night at the club, but he did. And I was mad at her about that, the way she called herself trying to roll up on Tasha at any given time. But we can get into that when I break down the James and Tasha characters, how that affair with Angela with. And then, y'all, what else she did with Nomar? She used him out the books, coerced him into manipulation. And then how she got Isabella. How she got in contact with Isabella. She kept Nomar's phone after he was killed and contacted the little girl, like went to the funeral to see who the little girl was, then contacted the little girl afterwards and used the little girl, tried to manipulate her, saying, you know, don't you want to bring in the guy who killed Nomar? Nomar loved you. Girl, whatever. Girl, he couldn't love her. She was a minor. They couldn't have been in no consensual relationship. Why are you saying this to this little girl? But saying, don't you want to bring in the guy who killed him? And knowing that he was killed on her father's orders, and use that little girl to give a sketch and use that sketch to arrest Tommy. And then after she showed her boss the partial sketch, she still had the little girl finish the sketch and use that to identify Tommy, but gonna present it to everyone else as if the partial sketch was enough to identify Tommy, when her boss had already said that's not enough. Girl, bye, Angela. But yeah, using that girl under duress, and no, like, it didn't talk to the little girl with her parents around, not even with her mother around. You knew she could talk to her with her father around, but didn't even talk to the little girl with her mother around. Real life, met the little girl in the diner. Girl ain't but 14. Somebody, don't you want to bring in the man who killed Nomar? Hold on, y'all, let me go check on my pizza. Actually, I'm gonna leave it on. Thank y'all. I got a cauliflower buffalo chicken pizza cooking, and I cannot wait to eat it. But anyway, y'all, how she used Isabella so illegally. And then one of the main things, right, that really annoyed me with the Angela's character is how she treated Holly, right? So first off, she picks up Holly. Holly is Tommy's girlfriend, right? Ghost's best friend in the series. They pick up Holly to try to bring her in for questioning, and what they do is they find a warrant for her. They don't check to see if the warrant is still active. You know, I'm thinking if a warrant is over 3 years old, I would call to see if it's still active at this point before even picking someone up, right? They pick up her, and then they get the call Angela gets the call that the warrant is no longer valid. Like, the people have thrown out the warrant because a witness stopped testifying that Holly is a free woman, but she still allows them to keep on interrogating Holly. And the first chance she gets, she tries to corner Holly in the bathroom and gather information from Holly. And Holly tells her, you know, James, you're having sex with the ghost guy that you guys are looking for, right? And she tells her, no, you're mistaken. No, you're mistaken. That's not it. And she was like, yes, it is. You're sleeping around with him, you dumb bitch, or whatever she says. And then she said, well, if I make this warrant go away, will you work with me to bring down Ghost, and I'll make sure that you and Tommy E can go free. And Holly is like, yeah, sure. Like, the girl is free. You don't even tell your colleagues that the warrant is no longer valid for her. You know, when Greg asks her, because they're about to pack Holly up and send her off, and Greg says, well, she's going to Ohio, and she says there is no Ohio, and he's like, what? And that's when she pretends to take a call and then follows Holly into the bathroom to tell her that she can make the warrant go away so that Holly can still keep on working with them. So she tells Holly that if she could find evidence connecting Ghost to, you know, James St. Patrick and to being Ghost, that she will let her go. So Holly finds this gun that Ghost has allegedly did some devilment with, and she brings it over to Angela. She meets Angela at a diner. And Angela is like, this isn't a gun, and pulls out a little baggie to start trying to wrap up the gun. And Holly was like, huh? She don't know nothing about guns, but give it back, bitch. And I was like, this bitch knew that wasn't the right gun, told the girl it wasn't a gun, but was still gonna try to use the gun to what for? To set Tommy up later, to try to connect them to a murder later. It didn't even tell her colleagues that she was still gonna be meeting up with Holly. But Greg followed her and saw her talk to him. He later on confronts her about it. But then, you know, Holly stops wanting to cooperate with her, which Holly's not wrong, because she's not going to go to jail, but Holly doesn't know that. But also, you know, Ghost has told her she needs to leave town because it's a liability or whatever. So it's okay, and she needs to leave town anyway. But then she goes to James and asks him where's Holly, that she feels like Tommy has killed them because, you know, she questioned Holly. And Ghost is like, no, she's not gone. I know where she is. And she goes to the hotel, and Holly lies to her and says that James isn't the real Ghost, and that she only said that so that what's her name? Angela, the helpful I'm talking about. Angela would leave her alone, and you know, that was that. Alright, but so Angela and Holly never has contact with each other again. But the way she treated those three people throughout the show, I was like, Angela is not a good person. She's just as crooked, if not even worse, like I said, as Ghost, because she actually has the power of the U.S. Attorney's Office behind her to do these type of things. And then, y'all, how she slept her way to the top. Now, me, you know, I ain't gonna really shame a woman for sleeping around. I ain't gonna shame nobody for sleeping around for advancements in their careers, as long as it is merited. Like, if you know that you deserve and has earned something, but it's like they keep looking over you and you feel like you have to sleep your way to the top, all means do it. But if you know that you didn't deserve none of the stuff they're doing for you, like in Angela's case, Angela didn't deserve anything that happened to her. Like, none of the promotions, how she manipulated people to get back onto the Lobos task force. And she could say she did stuff all to bring down a criminal, to bring him down and to topple the organization. But no, you did so much unethical, the nasty stuff, that you did that stuff for yourself. You wanted all the credit, because if it was that important to you, you still would have, like, you could have silently supplied information. You didn't have to be on the team. You could have just continued telling Greg and them what to look for, instead of, you know, needing recognition. So I ain't mad at her for sleeping around. I just feel like all the stuff that she earned, that she got, was not warranted. And even the whole situation with Greg, Greg really did care for her, but the way she backdoored him in the first four or five episodes, I don't know how Greg continued using her. Like, after she had you lie on the stand, I mean, how he continued seeing her after she had him lie on the stand, lie about, you know, meeting with the confidential informant, after he told her, you know, there's certain protocols you got to go through. And then she even used his logins at one point to listen to the one of the tapes, to make sure that it was actually what's his name, actually Tommy Egan, and he still was trying to help her. It was just a hot mess. Hold on, y'all. But yes, y'all, Greg was just sprung out of Angela, and I'm like, for what, Greg? She ain't showing you nothing or giving you that much action, and you all crazy over her. But yeah, you guys. Then at one point she tried to use Tasha to turn against him, and she acted like she didn't want to do it and try to make it seem like he lied to both of them. No, he didn't lie to both of them. He lied to her, his wife. Whatever he told you was fair game, was a part of the game, and once you knew he was married, you couldn't try to equalize her position and your position, because you wanted to play whatever game that he was playing. 1 second. And that's how I feel about her. What else? Ellie. But yeah, y'all. Angela did a lot of stuff. As far as the writing of her character, I think I actually reached out to a U.S. attorney's office and asked them about certain powers the state of the U.S. attorney has. For one, they can't arrest nobody, right? So that was all for cinematic effect or dramatic effect. They can't arrest someone. And I don't know, when I saw that scene, by then, this was a season finale of 3, when she goes to the club and she arrests James St. Patrick. I'm sorry, y'all, there's so many spoilers in this. But when that episode came up, I was just like, girl, we know you can't do that. This is so for dramatic effect. It would have been so much better if one of the other cats, like another FBI agent, had actually went in there and arrested him, like the guy who was Sax's partner earlier in the series. If he had arrested James instead of her, and then she come in and try to interrogate him, that would have had so much more effect than her arresting, because it was just like, child, she just wanted to bring her ass down to that club and put on the show, right? Because she only did it because she was mad at him for leaving her for Tasha. She didn't do it because she was so concerned about Greg's killer being brought to justice. Because throughout the series, y'all, Angela kept making it seem like she wanted to bring down Lobos, the guy that Ghost got his drugs from, and then, Ghost, aka Tommy, to her knowledge at the time. But it seemed like a lot of things she did out of emotion. Like it seemed like there was some behind the scenes or some behind the backstory between Angela and the Lobos character. Maybe he killed someone that was dear to her, or somebody else that she was working with before ended up getting shot trying to catch Lobos or something. Because it seemed like all of her actions was based on emotion and not logic. So to me, watching it, it was kind of like, girl, she's so immature. Like, she don't never stop to think about what she's doing, and she doesn't care who she steps over to get to where she's going. But, like I say, her and Ghost was kind of like the same person, but she was so freaking crooked. Like, I was just in shock that so many people kept hyping her up. She might have wanted him to be legit, but she wouldn't have minded him being a legitimate crooked businessman like Howard Stern, that's who he should have been looking up to. And she was fine with him being the bad guy. If you ask me, she really was, because she didn't leave him and she didn't push him for a divorce until after her sister met him and said something about it. She was fine with him still being married to Tasha, and I kind of feel like she was fine with him still being in the life. I mean, it was one scene where he got out the game, for a little while, and she sees him interacting with one of his old associates, and she acted like she's so upset. But I kind of feel like she was okay with him still being in the game to an extent. She just wanted to put on like she wasn't, right? Because as big as he was, did you really think that he was going to get out clean, girl? No. But overall, y'all, I think the actress who played as her did a really good job. But I think that I should just say this for another movie, for another video. But I think that she shouldn't have been a federal prosecutor. And when I reached out to the U.S. State Attorney's office and I was having a conversation with them, it sounded like her character was written more to be an FBI or a DEA agent with the moves that she was making. She didn't move like a prosecutor, and they essentially was saying that she wouldn't have been able to get away with manipulating an FBI agent or another DEA agent the way she did, because they work together, but they don't work together. So the DEA, the FBI, the prosecutor's office, they're all separate in order to not compromise other investigations, right? Because if I let a prosecutor onto this place, she could possibly taint the scene by the prosecutor being there. It's not like she's a detective, right? But they broke it down. It was really interesting. But yeah, I think that she was written to be an FBI agent or DEA agent. But since one of the reviews said, that story has already been told, i.e. Breaking Bad, therefore that's why they made her a prosecutor, which at Angela's age, I guess she's supposed to be 33, 35, or I don't think that she would have been as high up and had access to other FBI agents or confidential informants the way she did like that in real life. Which y'all know, it is a show, so it's supposed to be, exaggerated and stuff like that. But some of the stuff was just too credulous to be credible. I think that's the term that I'm trying to think of. It was just too exaggerated to be real, so you couldn't help but roll your eyes at it. Right now, I did see that the lady said she got death threats, and I don't think that's fair for her to have received death threats behind it. But you know, I would have just created an Instagram of me wearing Angela's clothes and let people go comment on that Instagram, you know, as I would have created an Instagram and as Angela Valdez and let people comment on that Instagram page to talk smack to Angela Valdez and keep my real Instagram page private. That's probably what I would have did. But yeah, she did a marvelous job. I just feel like it was a lot of stuff that they should have just mixed up and not did. Right? You guys, I definitely want to come back on here. I actually have a script written too for Tasha. Y'all, hers is, here we go. Hers is 5 pages long, and I'm gonna condense it down, right? And hopefully I can get up with my video editor, video person, and she and I can put some videos and clips into it, because I have a lot to say about Tasha's character, because that was the person. I'm not disappointed in Tasha's character, because while I was watching the show, instead of me, it was like all I could do was focus on who wrote this episode. That's what was always going through my mind, and I just feel like they missed a lot of great moments with Tasha. The writer creator later says that there's a lot of deleted scenes that she hoped one day she could put out, but I feel like there's a lot of they missed a lot of opportunities with the Tasha character that really sucks, right? But overall, like I said, y'all, the show was, we'll get down into everything else, right? So that's all I got right now. Y'all ain't got no more. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell me y'all thoughts on the Angela Valdez character. Could you guys see the flaws in her as the show was going on? Or did you always like her? And even if you still do like her, you know, drop down and let me know why you like her. And I want to hear your thoughts as well. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.